What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dark Souls Remastered Let's Play. Last time we got to the second DLC area and defeated the Sanctuary Guardian. So we're just going to continue on from here and talk to this giant mushroom thing over here.
Well, look at this. From what faraway age hast thou come? Thy scent is very human indeed, but not intolerable. Ah, Princess Dusk's savior. I thank thee deep that Princess Dusk is here no longer, snatched away by that horrifying primeval you. And so I must ask, couldst thou once more?
I suppose.
Thank you. I am Elizabeth. Something of a godmother to Princess.
I don't know how that thing's going to protect this area when it's stuck to the wall, but selling repair powder and gold pine resin, along with some spells and a catalyst.
May the flame.
We're just going to make our way out of the Ulusil Sanctuary. I am hoping this episode to get to the next boss and at least introduce you to the next boss, if not actually fight it. If I'm not mistaken, maybe not. Never mind. Wrong bridge. Move this way. And believe it or not, these things right here that I'm fighting are the same thing as those guys that dropped the moss back in our normal area. These ones are just like more presentable, I guess. We'll continue on our way through here. I'm honestly not sure if there's items over this way. I prefer to stick to the right side just to avoid most of the enemies. There's an item up there. Let's see if I can get this side real quick, and we can see one on the other side as well. Okay, so there's no items here at the base. Let's go ahead and go inside this ruins. Come on, there we go. Grab this. Guardian gauntlets. And this right here will actually be used for a shortcut later on as well. So let's continue to make our way over yonder. And drop down here. There are quite a few enemies to the left. One of those moss things and then some of those stone guardians that we saw, when I was going up to fight the Moonlight Butterfly two or three episodes ago. Some of those guys. But even more right over there to the left still, which is why I prefer to stick to the right side. We got a Dargan. If I can put it. Or not. Should probably get my Estus flasks out. Yeah, lizard. There we go. Looking Titanite and a Titanite chunk. Let me drop down here. I'm actually going to use an Estus flask now before I go any further. There are some items up here too. As you can see, there's one back there that we can grab. Oh, but there are plenty of enemies here as well. Right here, you do have to jump this little gap to get over here. And right up here, there's another gap that you can jump to get to that item. So we can jump this. And we have the Guardian Helmet. Just be careful of all these different holes and like ravines and whatnot, because all of them are like you go in them and you're dead. There's not like there's nothing below them to like there's no secret areas or anything like that that you would find down at the bottom of one of them. So just be mindful of that. We have an Elizabeth's mushroom. I don't even remember what that does. Wherever it's at. There it is. It restores HP for a limited duration. So I'm assuming it's a over time heal, whereas like our Estus flasks are like instant heals. So is there any items back here at all? Yeah, it looks like there are. So we'll check those out. One over there and then one right back here. There are plenty of enemies around here as well. Okay. I got one of those giant stone guardians right there. Here's the guardian armor. Makes me assume that whatever piece is back to the right is guardian legs. I'm pretty sure I rolled out of the way of that. Okay. I don't like fighting these guys at all, so I'm not gonna fight them. I'm just gonna try and run past them. I absolutely do not like fighting these guys. As you see, it took 3 Estus flasks to get back to full. So, I thought I saw an item back here. Oh, it's all the way up there. Okay. That won't be too bad, actually. As long as I don't get killed by these guys, because I wasn't paying attention. Oh no, Goth's great arrows, 8 of them. So we gotta get the legs, I would assume up there then with that item that you can see. Would be my assumption. I know you can get the full set, I can't remember where you get all the pieces. Is all. Go ahead and drop that down here, drop it down. We'll come up here and try and get this item. Oh, right up here you gotta kind of be careful because like these slopes, it's really easy if you go to the wrong spot, you just slide off and go down one of those crevices and die. So just be aware of that as well. Soul of a Proud Knight. Oh, I really don't like fighting these guys. Dang it. Death numero uno of this here episode. I'm thinking of maybe, you know, adding a death counter to future episodes, like how many times I died per like in that episode. So if you guys would like to have that, just like a little extra thing, like maybe up in the top right hand corner of the screen, let me know, because I'd be curious if you guys would want to see that or not. I think it'd just be kind of like a cool little, like a nice fun little thing to do. And then, you know, at the very end of the game, after I defeat the final boss, you know, I can tally it all up and like, oh, I died this many times trying to play through this game. It's kind of a fun little extra thing to do if you guys want. This is not going well for me. Can I backstab these guys? I guess not. Oh, I should have reinforced my... I should have kindled my bonfire. That's what I should have done. Excuse me. Yeah, again, I'm just going to make my way up this right side, just like before. Because coming up this right side, you only have those two garden sprites, I don't know what their actual name is, but you only have 2 of them that you have to fight if you just stick to the right side right along this ravine here. Compared to, like, you know, running through all of this, and as you can see, there's like 3 enemies right there. You know, if you come down here too far to the left, you'll attract all those enemies. I will grab that item before I finish up with this DLC, so don't worry about that. I have full intentions of grabbing every item I can get to. I guess every item that I can find a way to. So I will be going back to grab that item, just like when I go back to fight Priscilla, the boss of the first DLC. I know there was an ember that I left back in the painted world, so I'll be letting those go. I died up here. Yeah, there's my other souls. Okay. Moving that way, there's the body. We got the souls for Cloud Knight done. And we can backstab them. I want to grab this before it goes off the edge. Ooh, close. And that backstab almost kills him too, so it's nice. What is my sword at again? Plus 10? Okay. So I gotta find the very large ember so I can get it up to plus 15. Yeah. Be careful. You guys also gotta be careful with this lizard because you go chasing after it blindly. I guess it just disappeared really fast. That was weird. Typically, it runs over by these, by all these enemies right up here. So if you just go chasing after it blindly, you know, you run right into them without realizing, and you get kind of screwed. So we got the Soul of a Proud Knight right there, and yeah, let's go down. Yeah, I'm missing the legs though. Probably that item in there, more than likely. So this elevator brings us down here. There's the fog wall for the boss. But we do have someone over here that we can talk to. And for any of you that are familiar with Bloodborne, this guy is very Bloodborne-esque. Like, he's could easily fit into the world of Bloodborne.
Snatched by a shadowy limb and dragged off to the past. Yes, of course. We are both strangers in this strange land. But at least now there are two of us.
There may be two of us, but you ain't gonna do nothing to help. Green Blossoms, the Mosses, Throwing Knives, Firebound, Maroon Skull, Lloyd's Talisman, Blackfire Armor Bone, sells Humanity for 10,000 apiece. And then some arrows and bolts for those that like to use the range battle. That's what this guy sells. Let's check out the rest of his dialogue, though.
Did you happen across Knight Artorias, the legendary abyss walker from the old tales? Well, if you haven't, it's just as well. He's a colorless sort, if you ask me.
I don't like that laugh.
So, what did that giant mushroom make you do? Not that I care. It's none of my business.
Yeah, I don't like that laugh at all.
I've little to talk about, really. Oh, you know me. What do I know?
That laugh, though, like, it's just so villainy. That's all of his dialogue. But now, if we go directly to the right, I will come back and grab that. We come up this elevator, and this is that shortcut I mentioned earlier. It brings us right back here where we got the, I believe it was the helmet up here, maybe the gaunts right up here. So it's a nice shortcut, so we don't have to run around all again. So before I actually go and try to fight the boss, or the next boss, I'm actually going to go back, rest, you know, reverse hollowing, kindle the bonfire, and maybe while we're there, once we get back to that fog wall, we might be able to summon someone to help us out. Yeah, here's the bridge that takes us back over to the Uasil Sanctuary. I will say Dark Souls is pretty good about adding some shortcuts, but it's like it's never shortcuts where you can just take it once you see it. It's always like you have to go the long way, find the shortcut, open it up, and then when you die, you can then take the shortcut from there. Like, they make you take the long way first before they give you the shortcut. But they do give you the shortcut, which is nice. So we'll go ahead and kindle this bonfire. Get ourselves up to that 10 Estus flasks. And make our way back over to that fog wall. From there, I'll grab that item we saw on that decline on the big body. And then we'll go check out the boss. And for those that did not pick up on it through the name of the DLC, Artorias of the Abyss, this DLC is based around Artorias, known as the Abyss Watcher. And in the lore of this game, it is said that he transversed the Abyss and defeated Manus, I think he's like father of the Abyss, if I'm not mistaken. And that is the legend that has been passed down throughout generations. And we have actually come back in time from that weird portal when I entered the DLC. It's actually brought us back in time to the time when Artorias went down into the Abyss and fought Manus. For anybody that's a little confused on like the backstory here, why he brought up like Artorias and why it's called Artorias of the Abyss. Just kind of the general backstory of it. So, not seeing any summoning signs, and I'm not gonna waste any time. So we'll go ahead and traverse the white light and check out the boss. So this purple mist we're seeing right now in this cutscene is actually like an emanating of the Abyss. Knight Artorias. So this purpley black sludge that we're seeing, that he just like produced, and this purple stuff on the ground is the Abyss. So the legend that says that he overcame the Abyss and defeated Manus might not be true. Because from appearances right now, he's actually succumbed to the Abyss. He's actually being controlled by it. So basically, like, he's not in his right state of mind because the Abyss has like taken over him. Is what this is. And a little bit of knowledge as well. You can see his left arm is hanging limp, and he's only using his right arm. This Knight Artorias, is actually left-handed. So normally he would be fighting with his left hand. Or his left arm, his sword in his left arm, but obviously his left arm is severely injured, hence why he's fighting with his right. He's still doing all these flips and whatnot, and still can hit pretty hard with his offhand. Which just goes to, show that his character is just a badass. Like, Knight Artorias is one of my favorite characters in this whole game. Just like the background of him and his accomplishments and whatnot. And honestly, his armor just looks pretty dope, in my opinion. Get a moment to heal. And you can tell I'm under leveled for the area because when I hit him, I'm not doing jack squat for damage. And right there, he just threw like pieces of the abyss at me. Right there, you gotta be careful too, because when he does that flip, he might do 1, he might do 2, he might even do 3. So you gotta watch out for that. Surprised he's only been doing 1 though this whole time. There he goes, the second one. Right as I say, he's been doing 1 the whole time. He gets the second one in there. Dang it. Let's see items real quick. Let's go ahead and put this mushroom here, you know, because we can use that to heal. Go ahead and put a humanity there, and divine blessing. So everything we have here besides our 1 homeward bone is healing capabilities. I just have a feeling, you know, if I last long enough, I'm going to need all the healing capabilities I can get. And I'm actually going to do something that I said is not the smartest move to do. I'm going to use these souls to try and level up, because I am pretty under leveled at this area. Typically, I don't do this, but I do need to gain some levels. So I'm gonna do it this time, and I'm betting this is gonna come back to bite me in the ass too. You know, later on when I'm close to leveling up and I just need like a few more souls, or I'm close to being able to buy something that I want to buy, and I just need a few more souls, and I'm not gonna have any of my soul items. All right, that's all I'll do for now. Should get us a couple more. So we'll kick 1 more into health. Let's do 1 into endurance. I'm going to use 1 more item because I'm 300 souls from leveling up again. So we'll do 1 more soul item. We'll do this one. Okay. Level up, put this one into endurance. Okay. Roll is still solid. Oops. So here, if I point you guys to the equipment load in the center section, third one down, my max equipment load is at 2, or is at 126. I just want to show you guys the difference that Havel's ring right here makes. If I take that off, it brings us all the way down to 84. So, for those of you that like to run around with the big armor, right? Havel's ring is adding almost, I think, what is it, 20 or 42 points or 42 playroom into your equipment load. So definitely want to use Havel's ring for those of you that like to use that heavy armor and tank through stuff. Definitely Havel's ring is a must for those types of players. I'm using it right now with this armor just so that way, you know, I can get a faster rolling, because, you know, they have the fast roll, normal roll, and then they have what's called a fat roll, which I think I showed you guys in one of the earlier episodes where I was just wearing too much armor. But then if you exceed that equipment load, your character can't even roll at all. So just keep that in mind for those, again, that like to wear that heavy armor. The people that like to wear like the medium armor, like what my character's wearing right now, Havel's ring is good, so you can go from that medium roll to the fast roll. If you're wearing light armor, typically you don't really need Havel's ring, so that kind of frees up a ring slot for you. And for those that are wearing like the light armor, you know, Usually those are the types of players that do a lot of rolling and dodge everything, or they try and stay back and use magic or ranged. And so for like those players that like to use magic and range, you use an extra slot for a ring that gives you an extra attunement slot, which is an extra slot for a spell. Or for an archer, you can use that extra slot for, I don't know what the ring's called. I'm drawing a blank on what the ring is called, but it basically improves your archery, or improves the range of your archery. So for those, like I said, for those players that like to use the light armor, Havel's ring could definitely be replaced for a more suited ring to your class, whatever type of character you're trying to play as. Now, I do like Artorias' armor here, how it's just all like damaged and whatnot. And so like it's kind of like he's just come from a battle, you know, and he's still trying to recover, which I think is pretty cool. Got the shield up for some time there. Ooh. Oh, jeez, you got me on that one. What's it doing? I need an opening so I can heal. Oh my, jeez, he almost got me right there. With this boss too, it's really like you're lucky if you get enough time to get like a double kill in. And as you can see, his attacks take away a lot of your stamina bar as well, so having high stamina for this boss fight is always a good one. That was just a wasted heal. I might try and use Divine Blessing if I get a chance, because it'll heal me completely. There we go. Yeah, so you don't want to use those Divine Blessings if you only have, like, if you're at half health, no point in using a Divine Blessing. They're very hard to come by, and you know, they fully heal you as well, so you want to save those for like situations where you're really low. Just like with humanity, if you get down to the point where you have to use a humanity to heal, you don't want to use it when you're like half health. You want to use it when you're a little lower. Get the most out of, you know, your healing items. I would say, honestly, well, I would say this Artorias is a hard boss to just tank his attacks and then get a swing in very well. So, you know, those tanky characters, you might have a little trouble here. I found that if you typically go with the rolling strategy to dodge his attacks, you can get more success in getting a swing in. Yeah, so as you guys can see, he's not the easiest of bosses. But you know, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here. You know, we got to the final boss and got to see what he looks like and check him out a little bit, see some of his attack patterns. You know, next episode we will go back and fight Artorias again, and we'll beat him next episode. But you know. In the comments too, for anybody that watches, you know, please leave a suggestion of what game you'd like to see after this Let's Play is finished. I know I got a ways to go on this one still, but I'm really curious what you guys would like to see for the next Let's Play game. But until next time, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.